Hi everyone, good afternoon. I hope lunch was light enough for you to be able to listen, although there was a previous session. My name is Yinon, I come from MyHeritage, and today we're going to talk about the power of Babylon, or I will start with the myth about the Tower of Babylon. According to the myth, some of you probably know it, a united human race speaking a single language, remember this, a single language, migrates to today's Iraq, more or less, where they would build a great city with a huge tower reaching the sky. When God observed that, he became suspicious and kind of concerned about the power of humanity when it is united. He confounds their speech so they can no longer understand each other. And then he scatters them across the world, leaving the city unfinished, more or less like you see here. So God wanted more power, but God unfortunately did not think of us marketers, because a single language would work best for us. However, today we have the challenge. Ever since then, we have a challenge and we're stuck with multiple languages, which is a shame. Imagine if your entire market, entire world would speak a single language. Is anyone here from Russia? No? Norway? Finland? Estonia? You know Russian? Okay. I've met some Spanish speakers. Anyway, us marketers are stuck with multiple languages, and this is the challenge that we are facing at MyHeritage. I will soon explain why. I've learned a phrase in English towards this presentation, which is called, "Why are you babbling?" So I will stop babbling and let's go straight to business. So I'm going to tell you about ourselves and what's the challenge that we had when we started to work with Optimove, and then how we solved it together with Optimove. We are MyHeritage. We're a leading global brand for discovering your family history. If you want to know anything about your origins, whether it's your ethnic background or your great-great-great-grandfather or grandma, you come to us. We have a mobile app and mostly website. And as I mentioned, we're global. Remember this word. What we do, we have, a few areas that you can use in order to research your family history. We have family trees and historical records. Whatever you know about your family, starting with yourself, your siblings, your parents, your grandparents, you enter manually into our website, and we build a nice little family tree for you. And we can match that tree with other millions of trees to find connections and to find new relatives for you. We also have under our disposal 34 billion historical records, such as immigration records, birth, marriage, death records, church registrations, censuses, you name it. You can just type the name of an ancestor or someone that you thought was your ancestor into these myriad of records, and you can find historical records that fit them, including photos and news articles from, I don't know, the 1880s or 1850s, whatever. If you build a family tree, that's even better, because we can match historical records to people who appear on your family tree. We also have our DNA kits, which is essentially an e-commerce product. It's an assistant for a family history tool. You order a box, just like any other e-commerce product, and you swab your cheek from the inside. 30 seconds, you ship it back to the lab, and we give you a nice breakout of your ethnical origins. Last bit of the product would be the historical photos. We have a lot of AI-generated effects that you can apply on your old photos, such as colorization, repair scratches, anything you want. You can see your ancestors like never before. Like you can even animate them and see how they would smile. We unite families in the most literal way you can think of. These photos, I call them airport scenes. We have a lot of those. Every week, people actually meet siblings, cousins, grandparents, and even parents. It's really exciting to work for that place. The business model, we sell subscriptions. The subscriptions are auto-recurring, they are yearly. Normally, users start with a free trial of either 14 days or 30 days, and then it becomes a subscription. But we also have people who start totally for free, and we are able to convert them after a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, even 6 months, even 1 year after they register. When they are active enough, eventually they would pay for premium features. In order to do this, they have to become subscribers, and the subscription is annual. The DNA, as I mentioned, is just an e-commerce product. And the key to understanding our problem as well as the solution is to understand that we are global. As I said, we're a leading global platform for discovery of family history. We have a single global brand. Unlike other players around here, some of you have 18 brands, 15 brands, 5 brands. We have 1 brand. Most of our campaigns are global. It means they are personalized and they are focused, but we don't have specific campaign for Finland or a specific campaign for France. Most of the campaigns are global. We do have some localized campaigns, but they're very pinpointed. Most of it is totally global. And among other things, being a global platform enforces us to have or reinforces our network effect. For example, if you are from the USA or Canada, you probably have relatives in Western Europe or Eastern Europe, so us being present in these territories as well mean that you, as a Canadian resident, you can find your family or your family history over there in the other part of the world. So, summarize that, probably 50% of our users, including the paying ones, are non-English speakers. So how global are we? This global. What you see here is the language picker on our website, which is translated to 40 languages. So welcome to the Tower of Babel. And our campaigns normally are sent in 25, even more languages. So scale. Just to give you an example, this is my personal inbox when I would test new campaigns. Every row here is a different language. I'm not sure if you can notice, but it's quite a mess. So before taking on Optimove, we had everything working in these 20 or 30 languages. All of the campaigns used in-house tools, in-house templating and triggering logic. It is mostly or heavily code-based. We do have some templating tools which are more convenient, but they are like 50, you have to be 50% developer in order to build emails that way. The user database includes the user's language, and we also use Crowdin, which is the content or translation management system. Combination of these 3 cornerstones kind of enables us to send multi-languages campaign at a huge scale. So this is what you used to do. We still are doing it because we've not shifted everything into Optimove yet. So taking on Optimove, we had a huge challenge. Actually, Optimove had a huge challenge. It was a mutual challenge. Due to our global nature and heavy localization, we started to work last year with Optimove, and as I said, we had a challenge. The challenge was that we are, like probably many of you, we're a small team, a small retention team. In order to send campaigns in large-scale, multi-language campaigns, we could not settle for the previous capabilities that Optimove had. We had to achieve some automation and some scale being multi-language. And the challenge is to have various templates duplicated into multiple language, duplication of campaigns into multiple languages, and duplicate every target group. I will show you some examples. Above all, once you've done it and created everything, you had to maintain it, which is a complete headache. Some examples here we had to create for each campaign, and these are real examples. We actually started working with Optimove before we had the translation capabilities. We had to translate each campaign or each template to various languages. I'm showing 3 here, but it was like up to 20, which caused us simply not to do it. We had to narrow down and focus on our English speakers or German speakers, Swedish speakers, the top leading market, and in most markets we did not do it at all. We only sent English. Now close your eyes and try to imagine 20 templates for a single campaign where you have 60 campaigns a day. Horrible. It also meant that we had to create multiple campaigns for a specific marketing action. For example, a specific sale had to use several campaigns and not just one. And above all, it meant that we had to create multiple target groups. You can see an example here, a single target group for a single campaign or sale, but you can see the English one, the Norwegian one, Swedish one, and this is unmanageable. Some languages, I'm not sure you know, but some languages treat feminine and masculine in a different way, which adds yet another complexity. The template is per language, but it should also be per gender. And sometimes the gender, when we register new users, is unknown because we don't always ask for the gender when you register. So another complexity. Multiply everything here, campaigns, templates, target groups. You get a huge bowl of nice spaghetti. No offense for Italians, I love spaghetti. But I can't work inside a bowl of spaghetti. Can't undo it. So that was the challenge, and let's see how we solved it. So as soon as we signed up for Optimove, we challenged the Optimove team, but we did not end there. We actually worked with them designing the solution, which is kind of similar to what we've been using so far. So there was a lot of mutual work here, a lot of mutual design work, QA, back and forth until we made it work. And we did. The basic requirement was create one single template per campaign that would work with all of the 20 or 25 languages that we use. This template needed to be populated dynamically based on the user's language. So the 4 parts, or the 4 towers of Babylon here, are the target groups, not a single target group per language, but a target group that includes all languages. Customer attributes table, obviously, this is a key parameter that we pass to Optimove on the daily batch, and also in real-time events, the user's language. New type of templates, and some technicalities such as APIs and the ability to interact with Crowdin, that is our content management system. So the most important thing was hard-coded templates should go to the trash bin. We no longer use hard-coded templates. They are history. As you can see here, the template on the right-hand side, there's a template. It looks awful, very strange. I'm not sure you've seen this before. Maybe you have. But it doesn't contain hard-coded text that a person can read. Instead, our templates now contain keys. These keys are kind of variables that call certain content which comes from Crowdin. I'm not sure you can see, but you can see that there's a key, and then you can see the translation of the key, in this case to English, in Crowdin. So you have the template to the right and Crowdin to the left. So you're probably asking yourself, so how am I going to see the actual content? These templates look terrible. So this is why we have the preview for. When we create a template which is based on translations, we can now preview the template in any language you want, provided that we have translation for that language in Crowdin. I will get back to it. We can also send tests in various languages. I can now build templates and send tests in 15, 20, 25 languages with the snap of a button. Very easy. This basic functionality exists already. We are working with it, and together with the Optimove team, we keep improving it all the time. You can see, I think it's one is Danish and the other one is German. You just select a language, or you select a customer ID that you know speaks that particular language, and you can preview the template. What we can also see is the status of every language. On the right-hand side, you can see it's all green, and it says translated, translated, translated. When we have a non-translated language, we can see that only 50% of the template has been translated to that language, or 25, or it is completely new and nothing was translated already. So we have very good visibility into which templates are ready and in which language. And maybe the most important thing is that we can now create target groups with a mix of languages. When we have a 50% off sale tomorrow, then I know that the actual template has been translated into 20 languages. I create a single target group, and I include customers speaking those languages, those 20 languages, in the same target group. We don't need to manage 50 target groups for that campaign, or 10 or 20. We just have one target group, one campaign, one template, and it works. So the bottom line is that we achieved extreme efficiency. This would have never worked unless we did what we did with Optimove, because our ability to scale was not existent. Now we have, again, as I said, one campaign, one template, one target group. All languages are covered in the same template. Before that, we just worked with English and maybe added some extra languages in very important campaigns. And this meant, and this is key here, this meant that we had to kind of leave behind a lot of our marketing activity, a lot of our CRM activity in our in-house tools, which are, as you probably all know, in-house tools are quite a disaster to work with. However, they were flexible enough to allow us this multi-language scaling capability, which we now have with Optimove. So the next step was starting to scale up. We took a lot of campaigns that we started when we onboarded. We would send them on in English, and then we went back to them, started to translate them and translate more and more and more, kind of refurbished them and reactivated them with target groups that include users in multiple languages. So it was a huge milestone for us. There's still a lot to achieve. It's not the end game, but we're getting much closer to that. Now we can scale. So that was me. Thank you for listening. Feel more than free to catch me later in the hall or inside here. I'm available for questions. I hope you also kind of use this new capability. Thanks for listening.